Get up! Time to get up! Now! Get your ass together! Get up now! Get up!
I must remember to meet with Professor Mulligan at 11. Forgot to put that in my calendar for today. Stuck on this bullet point for that case study for psych. Ross, did Professor Mulligan mention anything to you guys about that cognitive behavioral study that was done in Rutgers?
Yeah, but I think that was just a reference, Chris. She said she'd go over more about it on Thursday. And don't worry, if you're not there, I'll let you know.
Cool, thanks. Why wouldn't you just go
Here we are with another day.
Oh, don't get smart with me, minor. Get up! Get your ass together. Wash your ass. And get ready for recreation before breakfast. Get up! Let's move! Come on! Let's go!
See, this is exactly why my father was never fond of me choosing Harvard in the first place. He was always more of a Princeton guy himself. Though he went to Boston College, so I really don't know how that works out. But he always did say Harvard was like the New York Yankees of Ivy League. Great yesterday, but kind of disappointed today.
Dude, you need a Yankee salary just to afford this crazy tuition.
Don't you have scholarships?
Yeah, but someone's got to go in their pockets for their bill.
Glad it ain't us.
Glad it isn't us.
Okay, so according to the syllabus, we're supposed to touch up on the effects of urban gentrification today. But where's the reading? Hey, did we get the new reader from Miss Murphy yet?
Man, will you let me sleep?
I don't think we got it. You know, I don't see it in my binder.
Look, Kareem, we got 75 more seconds before Dobbs and Crawford come in here screaming at us to wake up. Now let me sleep, man.
Of which you just wasted 13 of those 75 seconds you claim you have. So, tell me this. How did productivity work out for you?
As productive as me introducing my left boot to your eye.
You can't even fight though.
That's beside the point.
Man.
Oh, God. 37 seconds. Please let me sleep.
Did you hear we're getting someone new on the team at the meeting today?
Wait, so it's official? Kyle's out, like for good?
Yeah, apparently so.
Just when we got that win over Columbia, too.
Yeah, it sucks. Hopefully whoever they replace him with will catch up to us. No offense, but now is not the time to bring anyone up to speed.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. We're kind of on a pretty good roll right now, so cannot bring anyone up to speed. Kyle was pretty good, too, that's the thing.
Yeah, but he just had to be an idiot on Twitter.
Tell me about it. I mean, he knew his stuff, he just never knew when to shut up.
Nope. But you know how it is around here. Nothing will happen to him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast before my 8:30. Wanna come?
Sure, yeah, just let me grab my stuff.
Hill, get up and make your bed. Come on!
Dude, they don't do this in Allenwood.
How you know what they do in Allenwood?
The dude that did the robbery got sent up there with me. Oh my God.
Bruh, stop calling it a robbery. You and Marquis just robbed the Panera Bread. You can't be like y'all robbed the bank.
Dude, will you leave me alone? It was money in that lunch rush.
Clearly, when we look at the results, Bard is exceeding expectations. I mean, even with these numbers, there's no way the state can get us extra funding, Donna.
Now, I hear that, Emily, but how much money are we talking?
Enough have to cover a new sub-program. Here's how I see it. BARD's entire objective is to create a more structurally sound educational platform for the inmates, but not just limiting their learning experience to vocational training. Not that there's anything wrong with the vocational training already in place, but this program will challenge them to be their absolute best and also get them market competitive.
Okay, so where does the extra funding come in with this? Emily, come on, you have to tell me more than what I can find on a website.
One word, debate.
Debate what?
Our team.
Whose team?
Us.
Us?
Oh, them us, the BARD students.
Oh, well, now that's interesting, but who would they debate?
Well, I guess for starters, other students in the program, just to get as many people involved as possible.
I think that might have some liability issues, so let's just take that one step at a time. But I do like the idea of implementing this program. So are you gonna lead it?
Oh, no, but I have the perfect man in mind for the job.
Oh, Mike O'Connor.
No. Do you know that I saw him Google the other day, who invented air? Like, really? No. The perfect person would be Frank Vaughn.
Frank, always drunk. Frank who drank the tank, Frank.
I know, but when Frank is on, Frank is on.
Look, Emily, between you and I, Frank is treading on really thin ice. I mean, besides his instruction with the program that is going really well, he doesn't turn up on time, he's insubordinate, he doesn't follow orders, the list goes on and on.
Okay, yes, he may not be the most polished employee, but when we look at productivity, he's beating all the BARD professors. I mean, here, look at his statistics right here. History, his class average is at a 93%. Literature, class average sitting at a 91%. Trigonometry at 89%. And social science, an impressive 96.5%. I mean, the next BARD professor who even comes close is Mr. Silverman, and he's sitting at a 77 to 82%. I mean, statistically, no one is touching Frank. And I think this would help him considerably. I mean, sure, he engages in dubious behaviors outside of here, but when he's in the classroom, he's all business. Besides, who doesn't like to have a drink or two when we get out of this place?
Look, nothing's wrong with having an after-work cocktail, but there's a big difference between that and becoming a black Charlie Sheen like Frank tends to do. You know what? How about we call him and see if he'll do it?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Hey, Frank. Yes, can you come by my office real quick? Okay, see you in a bit. I bet you $20 that he is drunk right now.
You don't pay me enough to freely bet $20.
Oh, so are you bowing out because you know that I am going to win? I thought you said that the BARD team was the program.
All right, you're on.
Oh, well, here he is, the man with the plan.
Always. Morning, Donna. Morning, Emily. I was just preparing a lesson for tomorrow's quiz on, I was preparing for the framing yeah.
Great work with your unit on domestic economics. High scores as always, Frank.
Yeah, we got some really intelligent gentlemen in that class.
Frank, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I mean, I had some bisque for lunch, and it's not settling really well, but I'm good. What can I do for you, boss?
Well, you've been doing so great with the program so far, and Emily thought she could propose a really interesting idea to you. Care to explain, Emily?
Gladly. Frank, I was proposing to Donna that she lobby for additional funding for the BARD program. Not just for more program materials, but also we're thinking it would be nice to start a...
Easy money. Well, you know what? At least you tried. Frank!
Don't go yet, baby. I'm just getting started. I'm good. What were you saying about somebody proposing to you?
Only that we're man worthy enough. But that's besides the point. No, we were talking about starting the debate team, and we want you to take the wheel and be the debate team advisor.
Debate team? Mm-hmm. On top of my already set teaching responsibilities?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, now come on, you can handle that.
No. A full schedule like that, that'll drive me to drink.
Not like he wasn't gonna do that anyway.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm sober.
Oh, for how long? The last 16 minutes?
All right, look. Frank, we can adjust your schedule so it's not so strenuous on you. Have O'Connor take some classes off your hands.
Kinda ain't nothing. You put him in there with those students, he'll ruin them. Emily, you know I love the program. I do. But I don't know anything about a debate. I mean, wait. How do you score points? How do you know what to research? How do you win? I mean, there's so many questions. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? If you do decide to come on, then you can get a pay raise.
Oh, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah? That's in the budget.
Yeah, it's in the budget. Now, you let me worry about securing the money, and you know that's how I roll, Emily. So, I'm going to take care of that, and Frank, to be frank with you, this can only help you with the higher-ups. Now, your track record leaves a lot to be desired, and this program can help you with those who make cuts.
Okay, but why are you so invested in this? I mean, what you getting out of it?
Look, although I do run this facility, and I adhere to all the federal regulations, even though they might be problematic, if anything arises that can help these young men have a better chance at life on the outside, then I am going to make sure that they are taken care of. Now, this is a really promising program, Vaughn, and I really think that you should think about it.
All right. I mean, but only if I can choose the students for the program.
That's not a problem, but they must be BARD students.
Copy that. How many we talking?
4.
Okay, got it. All right.
Okay, great. Now, you two can talk this over more in depth over dinner tonight, and you know what? It's on me.
Ooh! Okay, boss, not bad. Hey, guess what? No White Castles for us tonight. Applebee's has got 2 for $20. Let's go.
That's how I move. Now, you make sure that you secure something positive out of this. I'm going to go secure the funding. And please, Emily, do not drop the ball with this. This is a very promising program, and I know that we can succeed.
Agreed. We're on this.
Based on what happened during the last debate, the commission has decided to modify that rule so we won't run into that little snafu again like we did last time. With that said, speaking of change, as you can already see, I wanted to introduce you all to our newest debate team member.
I know, I'm late. You could blame it on my pathetic excuse of Professor Dr. Tanaka for holding me back to help the new TA get caught up with the group activities. And first of all, why do you even have a TA? Because last time I checked, this wasn't some welfare-infested state school where that type of mediocrity is tolerated. And second of all, is it really my responsibility to make sure your TA is up to speed? Because last time I checked, I was a student. I don't get paid to be here, although I should because none of you are touching me academically. And I am this close to getting into Phi Beta Kappa, and I'll be damned if I waste my skill set on some loser TA with just a bachelor's to a name. This school is becoming a joke. What did I miss?
Thank you for joining us, Trevor. I was just going over the commission's new ruling pertaining to that little detour that happened during our last debate.
Yeah, what the hell was that all about?
Okay, it was more of a communication disconnect between one of the debate judges. These accidents sometimes happen.
I'm sorry, at the expense of us possibly losing? I think not. It's becoming such a joke how lightly we are taking these mistakes. I mean, it's good that we dominated in that debate anyways, but if we had lost, I personally guarantee you I would have made sure that judge lost her job.
That judge had no affiliation with the university sector.
Oh, doesn't matter. My uncle knows people.
Alrighty then.
I mean, okay, again, I'm glad that they're putting things into place for change. But our victories and our paths to victories should never be anywhere near being at risk. So, Tracy, Please proceed.
Thank you for your permission, Trevor. As I was saying, moving on, I want to introduce you all to our newest debate team member, Miss Kelly West. Welcome to the team, Kelly.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours. We're so happy to have you on board.
Absolutely. Kelly's currently studying public administration in nonprofit management and is pre-law.
Oh, well, it's undergrad, so we're kind of all pre-law.
Let me guess, you're not majoring in international relations, are you?
Not even close. Political methodology is my game, therefore victory is my only objective. Trevor Warner, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Which Martinez?
Russell Hunter, nice to meet you.
So you're taking Kyle's place.
Yes, I am.
You know, you have pretty big shoes to fill.
Well, I think I'm definitely up for the challenge.
Okay, he was a really good debater. Excellent.
Just glad we don't want to sit here on here.
Was that Chris?
I didn't hear anything.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hi, Paula.
Hi there. Look at all these beautiful faces. Woo, we got some nice looking people on campus. How you doing, girls?
Good. How are you, Paula?
I am tremendous. I see everybody is ready for the debate season.
Yes, we are.
ma'am.
All right, that's what these eyes like to see and these ears like to hear. Joy, what do you have prepared for the debaters, hon?
Well, we are early into the season, and I think there's still plenty of time for you all to attain significant growth. Now, that said, your team has dominated the college debate circuit for a couple years now, and as such, well, I was thinking of diversifying your schedules.
Diversifying our schedules? Well, what do you exactly mean by that?
Meaning you won't go up just against universities. There will be other debate teams you'll go up against.
What would these other groups be included?
As long as I win, I don't really care.
Well, I'm glad you asked. There are advanced programs for adult debate teams in the area that are comprised of elected officials. So it'll be fun, you know, or for charity, of course. Also, and this is pending, you'll have an opportunity to go up against the grain and outside of the box and debate an actual debate team from prison.
Wow.
Wait a minute. No.
That's interesting.
No, it isn't. This is a joke, right?
Ooh, this is about to get good.
Yep, glad I brought some popcorn. Here, have some.
This is no joke at all, Trevor. This is a true opportunity.
An opportunity for whom? Us? I'm sorry. Fine. There's no way in the world that my victory is anywhere near being at risk, so I'll allow it. Let's do it.
Oh my God, we finna get lit.
Okay. I think it's a good idea.
3 Carmani, hard on deck. Who can take the dealer? Who ready to lose? Who want the smoke? Who got the gall? Who got the courage to take it all? 3 Carmani, hard on deck. Who want it?
Hey, yo, man. I don't know, dog. They look shook to death out here, man. I mean, who want it? This man got them cards and he ready, man. Rock, they ain't ready, dog.
Nah, they ain't ready for it, man. They don't want the stress. They don't want the anxiety. They don't want the sleepless night. But most importantly,
What's that?
they don't want this smizzo.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, yo, Rock, don't you got like mad room in the commissary, yo?
Oh, yeah, bro. My baby mama hooked it up this time, too. Matter of fact, I've been losing lately. So if there's a time to beat me, it's now. Who want it?
All right.
Whew.
Shit. Here we go again with your trying to hustle the yard. Ain't you rubbing out fools already with your greedy asses?
Listen, man, you just mad because I bust that ass at Domino's last week. I mean, step your game up, son.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But I see you stay quiet about the dice game from the other day, huh? Hand me up easy, son.
All right, man, I can't front. You did your thing, man. But I mean, are y'all trying y'all luck on these cards or what, man?
What's in the pot?
Hey, my commissary stash is crazy, bro. Ask anybody in the yard. You beat me on this 3 Carmani, I'm dropping off $10 worth of ramen on your sale.
Really? That much? Just to guess your card?
Yep.
Done.
No, man, be careful, Rocky. Be
hustling all these other guys out in the yard, man. You may want to rethink this.
Mira, bro, it ain't no hustle. It's just a game. You want to do it or not?
Yeah, I'm in this.
Let's go. But if you lose,
I'm not gonna lose. Let's go.
You owe me $7 worth of commissary off this list.
So 7 and 10?
Si, senor.
This is a joke. Let's go.
Orale, we got it in. All right, check it out, check it out. The Queen of Hearts is what you're looking for. Okay? Check it out. So where's our queen gonna go? We're gonna go left, right, up, or down. She don't know where she's gonna go. But make sure your queen don't end up on the wrong side of town. Orale. Where's our queen?
Right.
No, it's right here, bro.
That's a lie. I saw it the whole time.
No. Look, you want to try your luck? Double or nothing.
It ain't even worth it, man. Don't even bother, bro.
No.
Come
on. Let's go again.
Double or nothing.
Wait. You sure you about that? You're damn right. I don't lose. Let's go, Rocky.
Orale. We'll do it again, bro. All right. You ready? So, here is your queen. Queen of Hearts is what you're looking for. She wants to go to the left, she go to the right. Don't know where she's going, just make sure you don't end up in this fight. Where is our beautiful reina?
Right here. She's right there.
No, I say, here I say, she's right here, and she's been saved by yours truly.
Pasa mierda! You're lying to me. I know you're cheating. I'll beat it out of you.
Work yourself up, man. Let's go.
Hey, is there a problem?
No problem, officer. It's just a little gentleman, Mr. Grimmett over here.
You sure?
I'll take care of it. I got this. Olvídalo, vámonos.
That's right.
No hay razón para que nuestros problemas sean más grandes que estos. Let's just get out of here, man. This is not a party. Let's go.
I got you, Rock.
Yeah,
I got you.
You definitely got me. You got me on $14 worth of commissary, and I'm gonna let you know when I'm ready to cash that in, that's it.
Close, dog. That was real close.
You would have spotted me though, right?
Hell no.
Bar crew, pull up. If you ain't bar crew, I don't know you. Bar crew, come on, let's go.
Mr. Vaughn, man, I'm feeling good. I read the assigned reading. I just came on a little come up, and for once, I called my baby mama today, and she didn't give me her little Latina attitude. Man, life is great.
You do remember we're in prison, right?
That part.
Whatever happened to prison being a state of mind, and we can escape our minds through these books, right, Mr. Vaughn?
Well, to be honest, that's a little easy for me to say to y'all, considering I go home every night.
Wow. Man. You got jokes, coach.
But to be fair, Rocky makes a good point.
Who? Not this Rocky, yo! Come on, bro. It's not every day where I can hear how great and how handsome Rocky Pablo Escobar is.
This boy make one good point every 3 years and he think you're Jesus Christ. What's with your ass down, yeah?
What Rocky was talking about was the importance of perception. How do you view your current situation? I mean, okay, it's not sunshine and roses. It's not a newly paved road. But how do you view these plights in front of you? You should look at them as keys to a puzzle waiting to be opened. How many of you remember a long time ago, before smartphones, apps, and Snappy Chat? Yes, I said Snappy Chat. We used to entertain ourselves with books and board games. How many of you remember when you were little, playing with puzzles, actually holding small puzzle pieces, huh? All right. Do you remember the feeling of what it was like of taking a brand new box of puzzle pieces and dumping them out on the floor of the table? What did you have in front of you?
You had a mess.
Exactly. A mess. A mess of a situation that was right in front of you. A mess of a situation that was right at your fingertips. A mess. that seemingly had no resolution, but a mess that depended on you solving it. This puzzle is just waiting to be opened. You have so much power and you have no idea. And control. You have control over what you think, what you say, your actions, how you feel, your next move, your choices. Your power and control see no bounds. Now, it's true. What's in front of you may not be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But what are you going to do to make the changes to what's around you? And even better yet, how are you going to form the picture that you truly deserve? Let me help you with this. I have a special challenge for you, gentlemen.
What you got, Coach?
We are putting something special together. But let me tell you, y'all some big talkers. I hear you all in the mess hall and on the yard.
I mean, true, but you know, there's some of us that like to talk what we don't know what we're talking about.
Shut up. But in some special situations, delivery shines brightest. The combination of content and delivery make you unstoppable. And you, poor gentlemen, have that quality.
Man, if I wasn't tripping, I feel like Coach is about to ask for a ride or a dub or something.
I'm saying, man, how much you need, Coach?
Not how. What?
What?
Huh?
Okay.
Say what?
You're asking the right questions. Debate. We're forming a debate team. Who? The bar program.
With whom, though?
You.
Me.
Yep. And Marcus. And Nate. And Kareem. This right here is the nucleus of the bar debate team. Now I'm pretty sure you're asking, Coach, why us? And I'll tell you why. Marcus, you show great, strong, apt insight on how to bring light to logic to reasoning with research. Nate, you are without parallel when it comes to ingenuity. Kareem, mathematics is your specialty. And Rocky?
Because I make you guys look good, huh?
No, son, because every team need a mascot, and that's you, jackass.
Nothing.
Besides what Marcus just said, Rocky, your historical background.
Oh, okay.
Together, all of your specialized areas of skill, you can form Beast, King, Goat, Lion.
What?
Armored Derricker 15.
Bro, you old.
Where, man?
I swear.
Voltron.
That sounds like some kind of sushi.
Power Rangers.
Hey, I don't want to say that, man.
I just keep forgetting how young you all are.
So look, what's the benefit of this? I mean, do we have to do this?
No, not at all. Just like with anything in life, you have a choice. But this is an opportunity for you to make an informed decision based off what's in front of you.
Okay, so what exactly is in front of us? I mean, guys, this sounds like an ultimatum. I mean, do we have to join? What if we don't want to?
You know what? You don't have to do anything to stay black and breathing. And in your case, Rock, stay brown and breathing.
Thank you.
You don't have to do anything, but you're going to do something. See, because you can't do nothing, so you're always going to be doing something. Why not seize this opportunity to make yourself better? Because you have to understand the bar program just doesn't accept anyone in here. You aren't out of here because it's some pity or charity. You're here because each one of you exemplifies this promise of great talent and possibility. Just because you're within these four walls doesn't make you less than. Just because you wear what you wear, these clothes don't define you. Just because you're inmates doesn't mean you're prisoners of the mind. And now I know what you're saying. Oh, Coach, we've heard that all before. And yeah, that might sound cliche. But there's extreme power in these words. Just like there's extreme talent and greatness in each one of you. This is your opportunity to reach inside you and pull it out. This is an opportunity for you to be better than you were a year ago, a month ago, a week ago, hell, a day ago. Why not seize the opportunity to reach inside yourself and unlock that potential? And when you do, it'll bust out so loud it'll go BAM! And you'll shock yourself. Shock yourself. Shock the system. And as your coach and advisor, I'm here with you. So, who's with me? I'm in. All right, Mr. Branch.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, Mr. Minor.
I'm in.
Mr. Hill.
Okay, I'll do it. That's because you fools are ugly. Y'all need a pretty fool like me out there.
Man, come on, man.
I'm in.
All right, gentlemen, let's debate. Ball! All right, all right. Woo!
Come on. Come on. Hey.
What you gonna do when your back's against the wall?
What you gonna do? Yeah.
How you gonna smile when you feel all been lost? Tell me what you gonna do when you need a little more grace.
Just a little more grace. Hey.
Gonna respond when they come to test your faith.
Hey.
Hang on. In there.
Come on. You know.
Hang on.
Yeah.
In there.
Come on. Yeah. Hey, God's been good to me. Better than I've been to myself. It ain't about the wealth. It's all about the good health. And he done blessed me with all the pain and all the storms. Ooh. I know that God is good, he's gracious and merciful. I know you heard me though, so we gon' keep on flowing like we flow. Lord, just help me into the grace, let it go. Hey. Hang on.
In there.
Yeah.
You gotta hang on.
Yeah. Come on.
In there.
Yeah.
What you gonna do when your strength gets a little weak?
Gets a little weak.
What song will you sing when you're feeling incomplete?
Hey.
Tell me what you gonna do when you're trying on slip.
Slip slide. Yeah.
How you gonna react when they come to test your faith?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Come on. Hang on.
In there. You gotta hang on.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah. I've been blessed by the best, no stress from my chest. The only thing I want to do is take a little rest. God's been better to me than I've been to myself. And Lord help me through all of this. I know that things gon' work out alright. And I'ma hold on by the end of the night. Everything will be a blessing, Oh Lord help me, oh yes, it's a test. Hang on, come on. Yeah.
You gotta hang on.
Hey, wow.
In there.
Hey.
Hang on.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a joke that they're changing the policies to placate these people. Just a bunch of freeloaders.
You've got to understand that decisions were made and they were going to be installing
a new person who will do all the rah-rahs for the people on the surface, but underneath will be taking care of our decisions. Take what you see on the surface with a grain of salt, but know that decisions in the dark are being made by us.
You're right, Uncle Eddie. I forget about that sometimes.
Trevor, when you're ready for office, you will know just how things are being done.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, so then, how are things going with you?
They're good. They brought in a new girl to replace Kyle on the debate team.
A woman?
Yeah. Black, too.
Oh, a black woman. 2 birds with 1 stone. It's good to see that that Paula is really enjoying her time as interim dean.
Tell me about it.
Well, okay, there's you. There is the Latino. There's a black woman and the liberal. It was great for the optics. Now, Paula was always very good at public relations. You'll be fine.
Speaking of optics, so get this. Paula, Joy, and Tracy had a meeting, and they're working on a plan to get us to face off against other debate ensembles. But like non-traditional ones, so like a community league, or maybe like a high school honors club, but this is the one that really got me. They want us to go against actual prisoners.
Oh, really? That's different.
I mean, can you imagine me, of all people, sharing my stage with some convict and some criminal? And there's no doubt in my mind that Paula pushed for this. She probably has a son or some other family member in jail. Someone gave him a copy of Great Expectations, and now he's walking around his cell thinking he's some kind of scholar.
I'm really curious as to why they're doing this now. It can't be for the exposure. There's got to be something else involved here. They didn't happen to tell you which correctional facility they've been putting it in front of, did they?
No, not at all. Right now it's kind of general and just kind of in the planning stages. But if they did, can you imagine what kind of background check they would do on us? Uncle Ed, I have seen Orange is the New Black. And I know how prison works and what goes on.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm sure you're ready to get right in there.
I'll say.
Interesting. Very interesting.
They're putting a lot of resources in this bar program and in the debaters. I mean, this is legit.
How so?
I mean, it's different. Different in a good way.
Well, do you think it's gonna help push your release date up?
Now, that I don't know. But, I mean, I got 11 months left, so you ain't gotta brag, bro. Man, listen here, Nosy O'Donnell. Man, mind your business, dog. Check out your girl, man. I mean, I got 11. We have 11 months. I'm trying to just get this time behind us so we can just keep on with our lives.
All right. You know we got your back. 100%. I mean, it's just a matter of closing out, right? You got this.
I appreciate you, baby. Hey, what's going on, man? You quiet over there, dog. What's up? How's school?
It's high. I mean, it's hot, I guess.
Just all right. Not great. Not lit. Nothing like that.
I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? What's up?
I don't like school. It's boring enough.
Then why do you go?
Because I got to.
Okay, let's say you didn't have to go.
All these damn questions.
Excuse me? That's what we're doing now? Damon, watch your mouth. And show some respect, okay?
My fault, it's just, I don't know, it's too hard.
It's all good, man. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna call you. Let's say like Thursday at 4:30. That gives you enough time to go home, do your work, give it a good effort. And when you get there, at that 4:30 time frame, I'm gonna call you. Make sure you accept the charges. We'll call you. and when we talk, we're gonna research what you went over. You know that's why they got me in this program now, right? Because my researching skills. We're gonna pass that on to you, okay? Indeed. Come on, man. I don't want to ever hear you talk about school like that again, all right? Go to school. Learn your lessons. Read your reading. True, I know it's a lot of junk up in there, man, but you got to learn to dip and dodge in between there and get what's good for you out of it. Once you do that, this is this world is limitless. All right? And on top of all that, you'll be helping me out.
For real?
Yeah. You my guy, man. Ain't nothing changed.
Hey, no touching, bro.
Here we go again, dog. Come on, man. That's why your girl ain't with you right now. You know that, right? Because you don't know how to mind your business, dog. Just turn around.
Tell him, Marcus. Tell your boy to get it right.
Get it right?
Yes.
You think you slick? I saw you cuddling with that ugly fool in the back. You think I didn't see that?
Just because I told you, and just because we're not together, doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you what's happening in your daughter's mother's life.
Daughter. Oh, that's you!
Oh, you're cute. You're cute, Rocky. You're cute.
Nah, but in all seriousness, keep an eye on that fool, man. You know how your brother goes for them broke boys?
He's nice, but you can beat him up, Dad.
Ha! That's my girl.
You two are a hot mess, but seriously, Rocky, have you been talking to your lawyer, Jerry? Like I told you before, with that program, you can have your sentence reduced by a lot. I hope you're doing everything you can.
In all seriousness, I've been talking with the gringo, and you know, he's been helping me, and it's just such a beautiful thought of me talking about when I'm gonna leave, and you know, it's just, I can't even explain it. And then on top of the debate program, I'm meant for that. I just see things like kind of open doors up for me. I'm excited.
And I can see that because God knows how much you like to argue.
Come on, girl. Don't confuse me with God's gift, as I am that. You know what I'm saying?
Says the man who still sleeps with a nightlight.
Hey, yo, Vic. Where the 14 you on me, yes, sir?
Yo, Rob, just be with your family, motherfucker!
I see Benny the Bull over there getting kind of loco. You seem kind of quiet. Say what's up?
Come on, Rob.
Were those your friends?
Nah, they're more like my ATM machine, like your mom.
I hope you're not getting in any trouble. I mean it.
And now with the research, the university can open up that extension wing, and then we can start doing business with companies outside of the school, which means we can increase the profit margin by about 39%, which is really substantial considering what the profit margin is.
Okay, and you don't have any problem with the funding?
Oh, no, don't worry about that. You know I have my hand in numerous honeypots.
Yes, your annual donation proves that.
It had better.
Okay, well, I'm going to check this out with Lawrence Parkow, and we'll get this project started. Good job, Edward.
Thank you, Paula, and thanks to Lawrence, too. Oh, by the way, talking about starting a conversation and spreading the word, I was talking to Trevor the other day, and he told me about this new venture that you're planning on with the debate team.
Oh, yes, Joy and Tracy are working very diligently on seeking some outside-the-box opponents. I think it's going to be good for the team.
You're not kidding when you say outside the box, Paula. Now, I understand the community centers and even the Air Force, but I would be lying if I said I did not have my reservations when I think about the possibility of going up against a bunch of prisoners.
Well, I mean, it is a bit ambitious, but I think it's going to be something new and challenging for the team. You know, it puts kind of a lens on the challenge.
Oh, come on. There's, granted, it's good charity optics, but how's it going to look on the university when we beat these criminals?
Ed, come on. You don't have to call them that.
Oh, really now, as the inmates are not criminals? Is this one of those, they do not identify as such, so we are not going to call them that, and thus we cannot use the word kind of millennial things?
No, that's not it. It's just that, you know, on our platform, everybody should be treated equally.
Equals? Ha! Come on, Paul, let's cut the Mickey Mouse shit, all right? You've got 4 of the best from Harvard up on that stage. That word alone is synonymous with greatness. Having said that, you're going to be putting them up against 4, and I'm going to say it again, criminals. That just makes a mockery of everything this university stands for.
Edward, do you even understand what this university stands for? It's for the education of our students. Their skills in math, their skills in science. I mean, any obstacle out here, we are trying to get them prepared. You know, Edward, I understand you're an alumni here and you're a businessman and you're very smart, but these old ways that you're thinking about, it's out the door. It's gonna be a cosmic shift. You need to get used to it because it's happening now.
I should have expected such a liberal response from you.
I beg your pardon?
Paula, you're a great leader, but you can be very blind when it comes to the basics. The very basics that are supporting the ground that we're standing on right now. I am in no way on board with this "we are the world" thing that you are trying to do right now, where we lower the standards of the university just so these felons can feel like they belong, if only for an hour or two. If what you are trying to do is to gain an empty victory for the university, then it's you I feel sorry for.
But what if the inmates win?
The inmates win? Oh, Paula, you're a very smart woman, but right now, you're making that very hard to swallow. Maybe I should see myself now.
You know what, Edward? I'm trying to keep my cool here, but let me explain this to you. I believe in our students, and I damn sure believe in our debate team. Any obstacle that's out here, they're going to beat it. And I think any platform can be shared by any one of us. It's a picture out there that's painted, and you need to see it, but you're too blind to see it. Get your eyes fixed. You know what? I think you need to leave. Good day to you.
Good day, Miss Wallace. I'll see myself out. Hoover, yeah, it's me. Listen, we need to meet. I'll make arrangements for us at Dorsia tonight. Yeah, I need to discuss a plan with you. Okay, I'll see you later.
Welcome everyone to today's debate, where we have the bar debate team from Clinton Correctional Facilities facing off against Bernard College debate team from New York. Good luck to both teams.
So you see, in Steiner's model, which asserts that explanatory proof can be distinguished from a non-explanatory proof if only the explanatory proof contains a so-called characterizing property, which is a property roughly unique to a particular entity or structure in a family of structures. Here, family is taken as primitive. Take, for example, Kitcher's model, which asserts that a proof is explanatory if it provides the unification of disparate methods. Thank you.
And the results are in. Congratulations to the bar debate.
Welcome to today's debate, where we have the bar team from Clinton Correctional Facilities facing off against Fordham University's debate team from the Bronx, New York. Good luck to both teams.
So today I'm here to tell you about the energy and the source of imperialism. You must consider the following 5 factors. Let's all begin with economics. I mean, this is straight up. You got any bread? Your plant can't move anymore. Then we bring up territories. The more land you got, the more of a structure you have to build buildings, to invest in medical research, and open clinics up. Which goes to my next point, ethnocentrism. You now have the ability to put your values into your following by the masses, which goes into politics. Meaning, there's an idea behind this. And as such, we all take dignity, we all take security, and who doesn't like that? Which leads me to my last point, religion. With religion, you end up adding all your members by the masses, and your message elevates and multiplies and gets out there. And those five factors are the pillars of modern day imperialism. Thank you.
And the results are in. Congratulations to the bar debate team.
Yes.
Welcome everyone to today's debate, where we have the bar debate team from Clinton Correctional Facilities facing off against McIver's school. Good luck to the teams.
Now, the year is 2005, and the subject of today is 4K network video streaming. Now, when you hear the word 4K, you think of 4K gaming, right? But that's not the subject of today. 4K is second only to the consoles. Now, second, Forbes referenced an engineer that concluded that Microsoft and Sony would update the HDMI specs, adding a video recorder for future revisions of the PS4 as well as the Xbox, resulting in better video support. Is it likely to happen? It depends on how fast 4K takes off. Makes sense for consumers to update their HDMI specs without no significant cost for them not to do so. The ports are completely backwards compatible after all. Thank you.
And the results are in. Congratulations to the bar debate team.
Welcome to today's debate, where we have the bar debate team from Clinton Correctional Facilities facing off against West Point Military Academy's debate team from West Point, New York. Good luck to both teams.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. I'm talking at the height of Black Wall Street, before the riots. If we have to touch on one piece of land, I say we touch on the Gurley Hotel, owned and operated by O.W. Gurley, a very wealthy African-American entrepreneur, out of Arkansas. Now, the Gurley Hotel was estimated to be $55,000. That's $55,000 in 1921, which would equate to about $1 million today. We're just speaking on one piece of land. We're not even talking about the 40 acres of sprawling land filled with homes and businesses such as salons, hardware stores, pool halls, movie theaters, libraries, nightclubs, etc. I mean, you see how strong the black dollar is. In any time frame, this is $1 billion opportunity that only helps America. But it's systemic oppression that cripples this situation. So if we really want to make America great again, we have to eradicate systemic oppression and then watch us as Americans shine again. Thank you.
And the results are in. Congratulations to the bar debate.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
I'm telling you, listen, they line up, you knock them down. Oh my God. Listen, wait a minute. I seen the 85 Bears. I seen the 96 Bulls. I seen the 2005 White Sox. This right here, this is the real dream team.
All right, chill out, everybody. No need to thank me at once, all right? Just make sure your people put money on my books, all right?
Oh my God, y'all. Listen, Coach. I mean, it feels good to be on this side of the government. Thank you.
No, you did this. Y'all deserve all of this. Great job. Great job. Yeah.
I mean, I understand and appreciate that, but it's just any type of positive outcome, whether it's just a sliver, it's like a mountain to us. We need this. Thank you.
Hey man, listen. Thank yourselves. Pat yourselves on the back. Because you all did this. And I want to tell you, hey man, hey, what the heck are you doing with a pillowcase full of stuff? What's in here?
I almost forgot, man. Thanks. Check this out, y'all.
Oh! boy.
Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, I went to commissary to get some deodorant. That's not good. And they told me that my account was in the hundreds. I don't know what happened, but hey, I'm celebrating, baby.
And you spent it on oodles and noodles?
Hey, come on, dog. Don't act like you don't know this pile is about $3.75. Come on, man.
Whatever.
You knock yourself when you're hungry. Better?
Man, shut up.
Alright, dog.
No, I'm kidding, bro. That's the one. Chill out.
That's what I thought. So, Coach, what's next?
Okay, we got a rematch with West Point, but that's not the big news.
What you mean, Coach?
I just got the approval from Bard this morning. You're going to face Harvard University. Hey, there's no telling where this opportunity can take you, gentlemen. Stay sharp and stay vigilant, all right?
Hey.
All right?
Yeah. Hey, man, that's what's up.
Yeah.
But you know what? I gotta get out of here. They got me on the second shift on the mine.
Working, man. They got me in the mess hall, too, man.
Hey, fellas. Keep your nose clean. I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Take care of that?
Yeah, I got you.
It's bad for you.
Hey, why you gotta wait for that dinner over there?
I do that later.
Whatever, bro. Get out of here.
I'm going to eat good. My baby mama already made feed me this well. Oh my God. I gotta get some Valentina sauce.
Yo, Rocky.
Okay, what's up, brother? Let's go.
When it's hot, turn to the city, I rock on the notch. Got some more millions, I keep me a knot. I created
Thank you all for being today. I know it's impromptu. I'm just glad I could get you all while you had this free hour. As you've probably already seen in your emails, we did get the green light to face off against the prison group. I am really looking forward to this, considering how interesting and entertaining your last few matches have been.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
This is gonna be stupid. Like a basketball game with the Harlem Globetrotters. It's just a glorified exhibition game. But we're gonna crush them. They're not too bad though. I read up on the program they're in, and they're the cream of the crop there. Cut it out, Chris. Cream of the crop in prison means you can maybe kind of say your ABCs. Like it's not that hard to excel in.
I mean, we can't judge though, Trevor. I mean, we have no idea what their program is like, their training, their education, nothing.
But that's the thing though. We have a pretty significant advantage over them. They don't have internet access. They have books that are very outdated, and for them just to get new material takes about 3 months just for it to be approved. So this is the area where Trevor may be right regarding our advantage.
Oh, thank you, Christopher. So then what's the plan? I think we kind of take it easy on them so it looks like they belong with us.
No, we approach this the same way we've approached all of our other matches, okay? At the end of the day, I don't care where they lay their heads at night or what they did in the past. When we get up there on that stage, we're all equals.
Exactly, Kelly is right. The way I see it, it's like when someone goes blind, the rest of their senses heighten significantly. Since these inmates are without certain resources, they may be stronger in traditional research, so we should not take them for granted.
I don't care. Can we just study?
I mean, that's why we're here.
Whatever.
Right there, we're going to take you late for What's up?
Hello, Mr. Branch, correct?
Yeah, that's right. What's up?
You don't know me, but my name is Edward. Edward Warner. I'm pleased to meet you.
Hey, happy to meet you as well, but why are you visiting?
Let's just say I have a vested interest in your journey and progression.
Journey? Dude, I'm in prison, man. Ain't nothing laying around here.
I've got a vested interest. You are the captain of the Bard program debate team, correct?
Yeah, but
And you have been defeating, let me get this right, there was the Bernard, Fordham, Medgar Evers, and West Point, correct?
that's correct, but
And this is all very good for you. It looks very good in your record. I hope this will reflect well on your record, yes?
well, to be honest, I hope so.
And as long as we're being honest, I have been informed that in the near future, you and your debate team will be meeting up with the Harvard debate team, correct?
Yeah, right after West Point, we got Harvard.
All right. Well, you also don't know this about me. I am not only a Harvard alum, but a major donator.
Okay.
Yes, you go to the campus, and one of the wings of the major buildings is dedicated with my name.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So you should be able to appreciate why it is that I'm asking you that you and your debate team drop out of this matchup.
Wait, what?
Yes, I would want you to drop out.
Why would we squander an opportunity to debate one of the most prestigious college in the planet?
You just answered your own question, sir. Prestige. You see, it's taken us over 385 years to build up the reputation for that university. We are the upper 1% of the 1%. We have built a background of prestige of this great country. Midas had to come to us because whatever we touch turns to gold. Which is why I am asking, no, I am imploring you to drop out of this debate, because if I may be so blunt, you and your teammates are not worthy enough to share the stage with anyone who wears the Harvard crest.
Oh, just wait 1 second here, man. What are you talking about?
Well, how do you like your extra credits?
I'm sorry, what?
The extra credits you have in your little commissary. You mean you haven't noticed? You didn't check out when your credits went up? You really didn't notice when it went from a mere $8.75 to a very handsome $500? You thought this is normal? This was just what's to be expected in the most abnormal and inhuman place on the planet, a state penitentiary? Oh, Mr. Branch, I thought more of a Bard scholar such as yourself. But your actions just go to prove why it is that you should not be on the stage with the likes of us.
Wait just 1 damn minute. You need to relax. Listen, man, I don't know who the hell you are or where the hell you came from. If you talk to me like that again, I'm gonna put my foot so far up your ass you're gonna be bleeding shoestrings. Don't try it.
Oh, Mr. Branch, there's so much that you don't know, although I'm sure you think you do know. You see, I need you here, Marcus. I need you here and not on that stage.
What are you talking about?
Well, for example, whenever you do go to your little commissary with your friends, you don't just take your things, do you? No, just like in a store on the outside, you have to check them out through a system, don't you?
Yeah, so?
Well, what would you think if I told you that that same system is used at 4 different locations?
Okay, spit it out, man.
I like this guy. You see, if you know who runs that system, you know who runs the whole thing. Translation, it is my company that runs that system. It is my company that gathers all that information. It is my company that keeps this prison on a very lucrative running. Every transaction is money back in my pocket. Yes, those credits came from me, but every transaction ends up with a 20% payback from the state to me. So every time you and your friends buy some ramen, that ends up being a few $1,000s back to me. I should say thank you, Mr. Branch.
Why are you telling me this, man? Why?
Power. The name of the game, young man, is power. The power I have over the system, the power that I have over decisions being made, and the power that I have over you and your friends here and at numerous other correctional facilities around the country. The power that I have to keep me on the current social economic platform that I'm on right now. True, on the one hand, my company alone makes hundreds of millions of dollars just from this facility. And on the other hand, most of the New York judges and politicians who are on the bench and in office are men that I played beer pong with in college and are close to this day and have influence with when it comes to legislation. You can't buy power like that. Or can you? You see, I told you earlier, it pays to have friends in high places. I have a fraternity brother who is the judge for the Southern District of New York State, and this is a signed override approval for your immediate release. Drop out of the debate, your release is immediate. Or you can be full of pride and refuse and remain. The choice is up to you, Mr. Branch. Guard. Now, they're going to confiscate that from you, so think about it for a couple of days. I've got more copies. Oh, and by the way, what do you think Olivia and Damon will think when they find out your decision to stick it to the man? Good day to you.
Welcome to today's debate, where we have a rematch of the bar debate team for Clinton Correctional Facilities, again facing off against West Point Military Academy from West Point, New York. Good luck to both teams.
So in theory, the present determines the future, but the approximate present doesn't approximately determine the future. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, Mr. Miner.
Scholars developed like new ways of writing, and it was inquiring across macro historical, like some sort of analysis, and it was an international system of building or something. That's my response.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Osinor.
What are the factors when it comes to telemedicinal applications? Do you know? Let me tell you. There are certain requirements needed to go to the target group and the group's social environment when it comes to telemedicinal applications. To prove my point, the results stress the importance of theory-guided, user-centered design on telemedicinal applications. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you, Mr.
So, today we're talking about Elliot Wade. Elliot Wayne, he...
You mean Wade, right, Mr. French?
Yep, I mean Elliot Wade. Elliot Wade, he created some type of theory where, had to do something with the stock market.
Are you able to explain?
Yeah, I can do that. Elliott Wave, he created a theory that predicted the stock market move.
Wait. If I can interject. Pertaining to Elliott Wave, Elliott believed that the stock market behaved in a random and chaotic manner, but that it trades on repetitive systems. I believe that's what my partner was trying to convey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What he said.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hill.
And the results are in. Congratulations to West Point Military Academy. You're today's winners. Have a great day, everyone. That concludes today's matchup.
Okay, elephant in the room. What the hell just happened? Y'all all right? What's going on?
Man, your guess is as good as mine. Yo, what the hell is up with y'all two?
It's nothing, man.
Nah, you the one that had that drug face on when Gold Girl pressing you West Point.
Marcus, what's wrong, bro?
Nothing, man. Just a bad day, I guess.
Nah, I know bad days. This ain't it.
You know bad days?
Yeah.
You. When you have a bad day, you get to go home. We live our bad days. We carry these bad days every inch of this hellhole. So when we tell you we got bad days, just accept it. We having bad days.
Marcus, listen. I totally empathize and understand your life on this side. And please believe me, it's not how I see you, nor the way you should see yourself. And you're right. I do leave here every day. But just because I lay my head somewhere else doesn't leave my life and my heart out here with you all. And it's because of that that I give it my level best to make sure you have the best value education, creating resources for your future, right? And making sure you recognize the value in your character. And with that said, this performance is not indicative of what I've seen for you, gentlemen. So what's going on? What's wrong?
Man, I'm just paranoid. Every corner I turn, I have to fear for my life. I can't even hug and kiss my daughter, tell her that I love her. And that's all I want, man. And I haven't had a good shower in over 2 years. You know how much that plays with you? And in the facts in the same novels that you give us, they are chapters ripped out of the books. You don't think it's messed up that the man doesn't want me to have knowledge?
You worried about what Benny and them did to you, huh?
Bro, it's just a never-ending cycle in here. Literally. We're just in a hamster wheel going round and around and around, thinking we're gonna get somewhere with anything.
Facts. And you're feeling like that too?
Actually, I am. Because I don't really understand what the point of all this useless information is doing with us. It's not even gonna get a house, a 6-figure deal, a Volvo. We're not gonna do none of that.
Hold on, didn't he just say a Volvo?
Yeah, a Volvo. The way I see it, this country's vision, their picture, it don't got our image in it. We gave that up when we traded our names for numbers. So what's it supposed to be, huh? Feel good story for you? Huh? The BARD program? Because it sure in hell ain't for me, Rocky, Nate, or Kareem. Because you know what? Once we leave here, if we leave here, we're going to be reminded every step we take that we ain't shit.
So you don't think I understand you?
Look, I think you sympathize with us indirectly, but guess what? You can't relate, man. You just can't.
I see. Sit down, Marcus. Have a seat. Fellas, I know the narrative that floats around about me, that I'm some babbling, drunken fool. I hear it. I hear the whispers. But truth be told, I'm not a fool. Do I like to drink? Hell yeah, I like to drink. I love the sound of twisting off that cap off the bottle. And when that brown liquor hits these lips, ooh-wee. I don't hide my love for alcohol, but I can't escape the judgment that comes along with it. I can't. Folks looking at you, wondering if you got it all together. Folks looking at you, scared, wondering if you're gonna go off. Folks giving me that look of disgust as if they've never had a drink before, especially a sip of champagne on New Year's. And it doesn't end here. It's at work, it's at church, it's with family, it's at the center, it's everywhere, and I can't escape it, but it's the truth in my own mind. That's where I find peace, and it's that peace that gives me freedom. So these books that you talk about, they aren't just hundreds of pages just bound together. They are keys to your freedom. So when someone says, oh my God, do you know Frank Vaughn? And another somebody says, oh, you mean the drunk? Do I let that define me? No. When someone says, Nate Hill, and another somebody says, oh, you mean the arsonist? Do you let that define you? No. When somebody says Kareem Minor, and another somebody says, oh, you mean the thief? Do you let that define you? No. When somebody says Rocky Escobar, and another somebody says, oh, you mean the embezzler? Do you let that define you? No. When someone says Marcus Branch, and another somebody says, oh, you mean the identity thief? Do you let that define you? Hell no. So why would you deny yourself an opportunity to create separation from all this? Change the narrative here and external here. Gentlemen, this isn't just memorization. This is the way to take the pen and rewrite your future. Rocky, you got into it with Benny, right? What happens? What do you do when you fall down? Well,
You get back up.
damn it, that's right. You get up and you move forward. You don't stop. Marcus, I looked at the visitor's log. A man named Edward Warner came to visit you. Now, I don't know the man, but I know of him. Very influential in the corporate sector. Harvard alum. So I have to ask you, Mr. Branch, did he come to visit you out of care?
No.
No. Did he come to visit you to deliver a message from the family?
No.
Nah. Did he come to present you an opportunity?
Maybe.
Maybe. Or yes. The guards brought it to me. But what I want to know is what's going on with this?
Listen, I didn't sign anything. I didn't agree to anything, Marcus. I mean, but you just can't help but consider. Can't think, man. I haven't been with my family in years, man. Years. Now, I get along with y'all for the most part, but I mean, who dumb enough to not even think about taking a situation like that? I mean, so yeah, I considered it. What?
So you were gonna leave us?
Man, I thought long and hard about it.
Look. Tell me you're gonna make the right choice. Tell me that you're listening to what I've been trying to tell. Tell me that you understand that I'm trying to help you be the man you can be and the example I know you want to be. Tell me that you understand that the man that drew that up has no good intentions for you and only wants to take advantage of another incarcerated black man and posterize his control over some unfortunate soul. Hey, tell me that you understand that these books that we read, and not this, is a source of power, a power which you have. So I ask you, Mr. Branch, who has power over you? Some Wall Street dirtbag, or you?
My mom always told me that life is about choices. I wasn't thinking about that when I was still in them cards, though. I'm damn sure thinking about it now. Edward Warner must think I'm some type of fool if I'm gonna take that off. Nah. We doing this to the end, y'all. We ain't going nowhere, man.
That's right.
We in this.
Come on with it.
You dig me? We ain't thugs. We're not misfits.
No, we ain't.
But what we are gonna be is victorious.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hear me?
There you go. There you go.
And you know what? I got a counter offer for Mr. Edward Warner.
Speak on.
I want him to line up them nerds from Harvard, put them Harry Potter jackets on, and line up so we can spank that ass.
Hey, but for real though, you weren't gonna leave us, right?
Never that, man.
Hey, you better you than me, because I would have done signing papers. Hey, you know how long it's been since I've been with a woman?
Bro, you ain't been with a woman since you got here.
Oh! So I guess you haven't talked to your sister, huh? I give it a hoochie coochie while I was here,
Hey, there's only one thing left for us to do.
What's that, Coates?
Win.
So no go with the agreements, huh?
No, that's not happening. You know how they are. They're so full of pride, but no plans in place. Typical. So, is everything else all set?
Yeah, we're ready.
Is Plan K in place?
It is, and we will pull that trigger if need be.
That's good. You know, I was not on board with this earlier, but now I want to see those hoodlums burn.
They will, Uncle Eddie.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Welcome to Clinton Correctional Facility, and welcome to today's debate between the bar program debate team facing off against Harvard University. Please take your seats. And now, we'd like to bring out the moderators for this afternoon's debate. Please welcome Ms. Dara Wade and Ms. Sylvia Valdez. And now, we'd like to bring out the facilitators of the Harvard University debate team. Please welcome the interim dean of students at Harvard, Ms. Paula Wallace, the director of Harvard Special Events, Ms. Joy Morales, and the debate team advisor, Ms. Tracy Middleton. And now, we'd like to bring out our Harvard debaters. Please welcome Mr. Russell Hunter, Ms. Kelly West, Mr. Christopher Martinez, and team captain Trevor Warner.
Shut up, Chris. It doesn't matter.
And now, we'd like to bring out the facilitators of the bar program debate team. Please welcome the warden of the Clinton Correctional Facility, Ms. Donna Milton, the director of the bar program, Ms. Emily Ambers, and the bar debate team advisor, Mr. Frank Vaughn. And now, we'd like to bring out the bar team debaters. Please welcome Mr. Nate Hill, Mr. Kareem Minor, Mr. Rocky Escobar, and Mr. Marcus Branch.
Emily, Frank, what's the deal? I don't know. Frank, I thought they were with you. I wasn't allowed access to where you were.
I mean, I don't know. I was just with them a few minutes ago. I don't know what. I don't know.
Once again, we'd like to bring out the bar team debaters. Please welcome Mr. Nate Hill, Mr. Kareem Minor, Mr. Rocky Escobar, and Mr. Marcus Branch.
Where's your papi? He's probably on the toilet. You're probably right.
Auntie, well, okay. You know your Uncle D. He's up to something. He's always up to something.
Uncle Eddie, looks like this may work out after all.
That's fine. If this is what's going to happen, it's fine with me.
Bar team, anything?
Time out?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. My name is Edward Warner. I am a Howard alum and the founder of Warner Consultants. And, well, All right, it seems as though the BARD program debate team has given us a forfeiture for the...
Excuse me, Mr. Warner. You don't have any jurisdiction over this.
My contributions to Harvard University, plus the fact that you get a paycheck, say otherwise. And this correctional facility has paid for my summer house in the Hamptons, and that also says otherwise. So, as I was saying,
So your uncle profits off of this prison?
Duh. Prisons are a moneymaker. Besides, what Harvard alum doesn't?
No, and no. Okay? How about W.E.B. Du Bois, Hill Harper, Courtney B. Vance, Michelle, and Barack Obama? That's right. I can name more.
No, that's fine. Anything else?
You know what? I find it very disturbing that you just don't see the problem with this. Okay? Like,
Can we move it along, Uncle Eddie? Please.
As I was saying, we will graciously accept from the BARD program the forfeiture of the...
And now that all participants are here, we will now have our national anthem performed by soloist Vivian Morrison.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound high as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day's begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you, Vivian. And now the BARD team and the Harvard students can please shake hands.
So that's your uncle, ain't it?
It is.
Good to know.
It is good to know.
May the best man win.
I will.
And now, let the debates begin.
Our first topic will take on the subject, is technology bad for the working class? First up, we have Mr. Career Minor, who will be arguing against the idea. Mr. Minor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. As nearly 1 billion jobs become automated in the name of efficiency, workers are blamed and displaced for lack of skills. When global inequality rises in the name of more money and more resources, very few of us in this room can share, let alone compete with these forces. We are told that efficacy is an equitable rise, but study after study shows this not being the case at all. We are told we have fought for efficacy, but I ask you this: are we driving technology, or is technology driving us? Thank you.
Mr. Minor's argument, we have Mr. Russell Hunter from Harvard University. Mr. Hunter, the floor is yours.
For the last 40 years, technology has had a positive impact on over 10 billion people. Think about the amount of wealth that these industries have built up and how it's given these everyday people better lives. These are the people and workers that have galvanized these industries in the first place, and they have taken full responsibility on being in the forefront of pushing these industries forward. Technology is breaking down distance on a global level. We have call centers located all the way in India that are available to service us US customers instantly with the press of a button. This concept wasn't even conceivable 50 years ago, but today, it's the norm, all thanks to technology. Thank you.
Our next topic for debate, should benefits go to those who receive public housing? Coming to the podium is Mr. Nate Hill from the BARD program, who will take the favorable stance. Mr. Hill, the podium is all yours.
Thank you. Good evening. Now let me ask you this. Are you familiar with the housing program in most highly populated cities? Put it this way. We want the youth to take care of and move to the central business district, not the primitive agricultural farmland of today. Now, what's the result? 22 million people. Now, if we can create a proposal that can create 10% of the rent subsidy for those people that live in central business district. Take, for example, our city, Chicago. Our city can benefit from this rent subsidy, and that, did you realize that we are the most expensive city to live in? And this rent subsidy can help significantly to all youth. Take advantage of these opportunities. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Now to counter Mr. Hill's perspective is Mr. Christopher Martinez from Harvard University. Mr. Martinez, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Now, let's take a moment to think about the residents that are on the more meager end of the scale. Can they truly afford this way of living? Will they have equitable opportunity to still be a pinnacle part of their new neighborhood? Yes. The downtown areas are a phenomenal place to take residency. But what about what's around it? Can these residencies truly feel like they're thriving when they're surrounded by shops that sell $30 lunches? Chanel shops all over the place where you feel like even window shopping may be out of your financial grasp. You're surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes which realistically you cannot afford, but have neighbors whom can, and that does not settle well with you. Eventually, you'll go back to your own neighborhoods and purchase the necessities there. So again, what would be the point of an economic incentive to live in the central business district? Thank you.
Immigration.
Bro, this is me. You already know I got this, bro.
In the interest of fairness, Harvard has requested that they take the affirmative side of this argument.
Wait, what?
Sir Rocky Escobar from the bar team will take the counter.
Bro, I can't do this. I am this.
Coach, hey, hold on. Excuse me. How did you arrive at this decision?
Well, since Harvard has the winning record, they have the right to exercise when advantage. So this is where we are.
I guess you shouldn't have lost that match at West Point, huh?
Shut up. All right. Got this.
And now coming to the podium, we have Ms. Kelly West from Harvard University, who will take the favorable steps. Ms. West, the floor is yours.
Thank you. We believe that free immigration is in the best interest of the world. So we propose a permanent amnesty on all immigrants. Countries would then phase out all restrictions on immigration over the next 10 to 15 years as a trial. For those seeking another country, we put into place a simple application process for both the applicant and the entity receiving said application. Now, let's talk about the achievement and benefits under this model. We don't foresee a drastic change in social construct or demographic changes, as in all citizens of Australia suddenly moving to South Carolina via free movement. Now, there can be a net increase of immigration in more developed countries. But with that increase, we can expect a level of new skills and contribution to the economy in this country and others. And that means being able to truly uplift and diversify world culture. Thank you.
Kelly, seriously? That was way too surface.
What are you talking about, Kevin? That was anything but surface.
Are you kidding right now? That was 2 minutes of fluff. You didn't say anything. I knew you wouldn't fit in here.
You know what, Trevor? I am really getting tired of your mouth.
Do you want to do something about it, Kelly?
I just might. I am fixing the way to close it right now.
Debaters, that is enough. Thank you, Ms. West. Now coming to the podium is Mr. Rocky Escobar. Mr. Escobar, the floor is yours.
Anything from this debate. You got to seek and destroy. They came to us, now you attack. You got this, all right? Got this.
Yeah, get it. I hope you're right.
Get him.
Because I can already hear my abuela screaming at me from heaven already. ¿Por qué no sabes eso? Porque estás en el pinche teléfono. So I come to you today to speak about freedom. Yeah, I know it's kind of ironic. And they make a prisoner talking about freedom. That must be the biggest stretch of all, right? But I didn't come today to talk about my freedom. It's pretty non-existent right now. I came here to talk about your freedom. See, we live in a nation where millions of lives are thrown into war to preserve such freedom. But it is to you I come today, all humble, to show how total allowance isn't necessarily the best stake to take. I mean, we need resistance on such things. I mean, look at Melania Trump. Look, in all seriousness, this country is built on the backs of forward thinking. And a couple of resolution-based individuals as well. So, the forecast of such things, I see the direction that our country is heading into. You know, the resources, the funds, and the support that this country has when it comes to protecting us. I see no end. So therefore, I have not lost faith, because I think this country will go far in the next 30 years. Yes, the U.S. has some unreliable patches and has burned some bridges, but I really feel like the U.S. will learn to assist others in such things. You know, to give social equity of freedom. Now, the United States has the resources and the love and the workforce to help other countries. I mean, here's some examples. Uganda, they live on $1.25 a day. I can't even buy a pack of ramen at that price. South Sudan, over 5.8 million children are at risk of hunger, trafficking, and a lack of education. Haiti has over 2 million homeless people. Look, I'm not saying that we have to stop everything we're doing and drop and go assist others, but we have the resources to reach out and assist them. Now, I have faith that our equity in our hearts will push for freedom in other countries. Because when we assist the less fortunate and we show them how beautiful their home is, they don't have to look for another home, because they're already happy with where they are. So if you have the mindset to make America great again, let's change that up. And let's make this planet great again. Thank you.
We must move on.
No.
On to the next topic.
No, we are rebutting. We are not moving on. And I'm not going to get shown up by this piece of crap.
Hey, that's my dad, you loser! Yeah, sit down and let them debate, and you better watch what you say about Rocky.
Of course. I should have known he'd have a loudmouth girlfriend with a kid.
Oh, excuse me, not that it's any of your business, but this is his kid, and no, we are not together!
Why you gotta say it like that, though? Regardless, girlfriend, baby mama, I don't care who you two people are. But Mother, I have been doing debate since I was 6, and I know for a fact that we get the opportunity and the right to rebut, and we plan on doing that right now.
He's not wrong. Okay, Mr. Warner, feel free to rebut.
Glad, but it will not be Kelly doing it. Sir.
Are you kidding me?
As team captain, I would like to rescind Kelly's argument due to a gross negligent lack of information, and I will be replacing her.
Kelly, you know what? Okay. You can't just replace me in the middle of the debate.
Exactly, Kelly is right. This is clearly a violation.
I can and I did. And I would like to welcome to the stage, Kyle.
Kyle? Kyle's currently suspended. He can't perform.
Wait, you can't do that. He's expelled.
A correction. Kyle's suspension has been lifted for my Uncle Eddie, and he's replacing Kelly and back on the team right where he belongs. Welcome back, Kyle.
He's right, Paul. Pays to have power.
Thanks, man. Good to be back.
You can go to hell, Trevor.
Oh, I will, and I'll save you a seat and keep it warm. That's for you, Uncle Eddie.
Okay, well, welcome, Kyle. This is the rebuttal to Mr. Escobar's counter argument. You have 3 minutes.
All right, what do you want me to say?
Just counter Mr. Escobar.
I ain't gotta do all that again, right?
No, you don't have to. Kyle is what Mr. Escobar spoke on a few minutes ago. Did you not hear?
Oh, no, I was trying to use the flaming house out of vending machine. Y'all really gotta fix these vending machines, man. So you telling me that prison could take in $1 million a year, but I can't get my snack back? Man, that's a real debate right here. No, I don't know, man.
Well, I guess we're moving on.
Kyle, what? Are you serious right now?
Yeah! I mean, you know, I was trying to use the regular Cheetos until I started, like, flaming hot for them. You know what I did, dog? I banged on it till it dropped. Ha! Pretty sweet, huh? So, you want to take a cake later? No, I don't even ride, bro.
One bullet point that I'd like to point out in Chapter 3, Article 6, Section 11, when 4 debaters have spoken, all commitments of that team have been fulfilled. Therefore, Mr. Warner, since Mr. Martinez, Mr. Hunter, Ms. West, and Mr. Kyle have all spoken, you're finished.
I haven't gone yet.
You can't. Your team's commitments have been fulfilled.
You can't do this.
Looks like somebody needs to sit down and shut up.
Everyone, please settle down. Now we're gonna close this round up with Mr. French. Mr. French, the first of this round is systemic equity. The floor is yours.
All right. Wow. Okay. I'd like to start by thanking the BARD program. Thank you for such an awesome opportunity for us to express ourselves. I'd also like to thank the moderators for an outstanding job today. As crazy as it sounds, I want to thank the Harvard debate team. Thank you for such a great challenge. Now, if I can start, but you know what? I'm not going to start. I want to thank Coach Vaughn. Thanks for waking us up, man. Now I'll start. I want to start with a quote. A quote from Richard Nixon's top aide, John Earlington. John Earlington said, and I quote, "There's two enemies in their Nixon administration. There's the Democratic left, and then there's black people. You can't criminalize someone for their political choices, no more than you can criminalize someone for just being black." But that's exactly what they did, allowing law enforcement to just drive into neighborhoods, ripping black and brown people out of their communities, stripping them of their natural right to vote, to earn a decent living so they can support their families emotionally and financially. And then to add insult to injury, they called this the war on drugs, when good and well we knew it was the war on minorities. Ava DuVernay, she created a documentary entitled The 13 that clearly illustrates the disparity in treatment between black and brown people and white people, primarily when it comes to drugs. Now, in this documentary, it indicates that there's drugs that are sold in the black and brown community that is the same as the white community, yet the sentencing for blacks and browns are harsher. But let's take a little step even further. The war on drugs was a failure, considering how many drugs still circulate in America now. Now let's evolve. We're at a point now where the landscape is different. You have, let's say, for example, the Duke lacrosse team. And then you have a young 17-year-old student athlete named Brian Banks, both accused of rape. Yet, when the Duke lacrosse team was set for judging, it was looked at as, oh, boys will be boys. They were just led astray. They were having good, clean fun. But when Mr. Banks was judged, they threw him in jail. Locked him away. Threw away the key. Opportunity gone. Childhood lost. Which brings me to my next topic. You have people like the likes of Mr. Warner and his nephew that use the prison system not for rehabilitation, but capitalization. They use prisoners for profit, turn them around like their product, all for the mighty dollar. And this isn't just happening here. It's happening in Clinton, Rikers, in Cook County, in Stateville. Hell, it's happening all over this country. Now, I'm going to admit, yes, I cracked a few codes to gain a couple of numbers. but it's the people like Warner and his ilk that uses crack to grow their numbers. So before you chastise me or my team, I want you to focus on the real enemy. And I think you know who that is. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us for this historic debate here at Clinton Correctional Facilities. Today we witnessed a clash of educational titans that I'm sure exceeded all of our expectations. We wish nothing but the best for all who participated in today's debate. After scoring all the participants in each of the 7 categories, we have a definitive winner.
Congratulations to the board.
Just to my school, but to the family as well. You stupid, ignorant little ass! You enjoy your farce of a victory, but it won't last long. We will meet again, and it won't be good for you. You, young man, are out of the will.
So we got called a bum? And it was getting cut from the will that set him off?
Man, that's rich people problem. I can't relate.
Neither can I, my brother.
So proud of you.
Hey. Hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. Come here.
Congratulations, gentlemen. That was well earned. Well deserved.
Yeah, good job. Sorry about Trevor.
Hey, and it's cool, but you guys are the ones that had to put up with that. I mean, y'all gonna be okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine. During the break, we took a vote to vote him out on Monday anyway. Too much of a problem. Say, I don't know what your sensitives look like, but you guys are really gifted. We'll love to have you guys come by campus and talk to the student body.
Yes, and I am an officer in the Black Student Union, and I can have something arranged for you to come speak at one of our Ivy League conferences if that's something that you might be interested in.
Yes, and I'm head of the Student Government Association, and I think I could speak for all of us when I say that we'd love to have you down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
These are awesome opportunities. We thank you guys for the invite.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You guys have a great night.
Be sure to look us up. Seriously.
Definitely.
Trying to get everybody a good photo?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
This is what happens when you fight yourself. Great job. Great job.
That's great. Thank you, everyone.
Right, everybody needs to clear out. Come on, everybody go. Everybody start filing out this way.
Look at my husband. Being a scholar is saying, see what you've been up to.
I'm saying.
I like it.
Yeah. Just saying. Aren't you glad that you didn't know where you were coming
Very
from?
what? No.
What's up, little man? Like that?
Yeah. Ain't say.
Hurry up, guys. Man, listen, I appreciate you and I love you, man.
You are amazing, Dad.
Thank you, sweetheart. You are my motivator. I love you.
I love you too.
Hey, I saw how you were cheesing when I was juking him over there.
Oh, shut up. But on the real, give me a call. I miss our talks. Kind of. A little over your head.
You gonna accept the charges this time?
That was that one time, but yes, I will accept the charge.
All right, everybody leave.
Mr. Branch, excellent work. I appreciate you. No doubt, no doubt.
Hey, Mr. Vaughn.
What's up, Rob?
Can I have a moment with you?
Sure can, brother.
Hey, man. So I heard you dropped the bottle.
Yeah. Done drinking. It's a wrap.
Look, man, that really touched me. I come from a family of alcoholics, and look where it ended me.
understand. Totally understand.
So, big ups and much appreciated. I look up to you for that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Man, for real.
Yeah.
But hey, I know you got that bottle of whiskey on the left side of your cabinet. Is it cool if I get that? Because I'm done drinking this toilet water, man, jungle juice, and having to do all that. You know what? I'm gonna go, all right?
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. You know what my stuff like is? I'm gonna talk to you, all right? I'm gonna talk to you. No, take it out.
What you just witnessed was based off true events. In 2015, 3 inmates with violent criminal backgrounds defeated 3 undergraduates from Harvard University. It sounds like an unwritten script from a Disney underdog story, and in some ways, it is. But what we're forced to do is confront the fallacy of such a confrontation even happening, and the first being that criminals aren't smart. If there's a link between criminality and below average intelligence, no one has proven it. These inmates did not have the benefit of internet access. So what did they have to do? They had to research the old-fashioned way. Look up a book via the card catalog. Find the book in the library, if it was even there, and scour through and find all the facts that support their arguments. Even more startling, we, as a country, spend $212 billion to incarcerate 2.3 million people. Now, that's not 10% of the population, but that's a striking number. We incarcerate more people per capita than any other country in the world. So before you say, hey, hard on drugs, throw them in prison, please think about that. Do some people belong in prison? Yes. Let's take the murderers, the rapists, the child molesters, let's take them and put them in and underneath the jail and keep them there because they belong there. But when you say be hard on everything, please consider these factors. We have a high recidivism rate of 68%. What does that mean? That means out of every 100 inmates that are released from prison, 68 go back within 3 years. The breakdown goes further like this. There are some who are acquitted, some who are put on probation, and 50% of those remain incarcerated. What does that mean to you? For every inmate incarcerated, costs you, the taxpayer, at least $29,000 a year to keep behind bars. Now you say to yourself, what can you do about that? There's nothing, right? Well, that's not necessarily true. It's been proven that that high recidivism rate of 68% drops to 22% when educational programs are implemented. In the BARD program, it's less than 2% that return back to prison. So let's ponder. Put the BARD program aside for a second. And let's ask ourselves, you mean to tell me if we educate male and female inmates, the likelihood of them returning to prison decreases? That further means, 1, there are no crimes being committed. 2, there are no victims since there are no crimes being committed. And 3, you, the taxpayer, save at the minimum $29,000 a year of your money incarcerated. So if this is the case, if education is the answer, why aren't we implementing more programs? Why aren't we helping these people turn their lives around? And if we can drop that rate from 68 to 22%, isn't it crazy that we're not taking more action? We must do better because we can be better. Thank you.
Yes! We finally out the beach, man.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, take it in, take it in, take it in.
I haven't seen the skies since my baby mama gave me in. Anyways, man, look, this was a long year, bro. Man, every day just felt like another week was added to our sentence, man. But how's Nate and Kareem doing?
Oh man, they good, man. 3 more months. They out like us.
All right, bro, that's dope, that's dope.
So let me ask you this, man. What you gonna do now that you out?
So let's check it out, right?
I'm listening.
I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
I'm gonna kiss my madre.
All right.
You know she's tight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a big old pot of pozole.
Okay.
And take the greatest number 2 in the toilet.
Dog, you nasty, okay? All right,
Just being real.
100% clear. You nasty. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna involve being on no toilets, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give my wife the biggest I ain't been home in 6 years kiss. I'm gonna play my nephew in some 2K.
You gonna lose.
Possibly, because I'm rusty. I've been gone for 6 years, don't forget. And then, I'm gonna have me a nice cold glass of beer.
Modelo time, right?
Absolutely. But after that, I'm gonna reach out to Emily and the bar program, man. I see the potential. They need us and we need them.
Oh, most definitely, bro. Most definitely. But hey, man, I really appreciate everything you've done for me. All right? I mean that.
No problem, baby. No problem.
But hey, speaking of bombs,
Prisoner coming through. Prisoner in prison. Taxi evasion, money laundering, and fraud. NOA 109, Edward Warner.
There you go, buddy.
hey, you got more ramen in there?
And I already got one for you, Playboy.
Oh, thanks, baby. Here you go. Hey, on the real note, bro. What's up? Where the women at?
Mommy, you're breaking free!
Oh, your father looks nice.
I met this girl when I was 3 years old, and what I
these aren't tears in my eyes. My eyes are red because I was smoking some weed with the Harvard student back there. Oh, man. Just give me a second. Oh, man. This has been, needless to say, this has been one hell of an emotional roller coaster for the past couple of months. First and foremost, for y'all who probably are like, okay, who's this guy talking in front of us right now? My name is Maurice Proffit. I am the founder and creative director of B-Side Studios. B-Side Studios, for a little background, is a spin-off company from Powerhouse Productions, what has created what we have here tonight, and that is the annual Black History production in Schaumburg, Illinois, of which all of you have contributed and supported, and I cannot thank you all enough for making sure this stays alive every year. My mother, Valerie Proffit, the one who was on the video that you just watched a few minutes ago, is the one who created this entire spectacle that we do every year. Sadly, for those who don't know, my mother passed away December the 6th of 2019. And it's crazy because back in 2015, I came across this story about the bar debate team facing off against Harvard University and defeating Harvard. Now the thing was that if you've been riding with us for a while, you kind of understand like the lineage in terms of like what shows we've been doing for the past, for the last decade or so, past couple decades, excuse me. And at that time, we were already developing a show called Rise or Riot. But I came across the story and I was like, this story's amazing. So the first person I hit up was my mom. I'm like, Mom, check it out, what's on Facebook. So I pulled it up for her and everything. I'm like, it's on NPR. And I said, this is a fascinating story about this debate team from a prison going up against Harvard, and they beat them. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, seriously, look, check out the article, I'll send it to you. And so we were talking about it, and she was in tears and everything because of how inspirational it was. I mean, we were sharing the emotions of it, and she said, and my family nickname is Dusty. She said, Dusty, we have to do this show. So I said, yeah, absolutely, but we're in the middle of Rise or Riot. She said, cancel Rise or Riot. We're gonna do this show instead. I'm like, no, we're in the middle of Rise or Riot. We good, that's real now, but we're gonna do this in the future because I really do want to do this as a show. And she said, okay, she said, promise me you're gonna do this as a show because this needs to be out there. This needs to be told. This story is so powerful and so great. We gotta tell it. I'm like, absolutely, definitely. So over the summer, her and I were, I was at our house and her and I were talking. And she said, hey, what are you gonna do for Black History? So I said, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do the bar against Harvard debate team story. And she's like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've been wanting to see. I've been waiting for that one. You've been BSing with the other ones. I've been waiting for that one. That's the one I want to see. So she was hyped. She was like, I am ready. She was geeked for that one, right? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm doing the Birdman hand rub and everything. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen and stuff and everything. We're so excited about doing it and stuff. And so she was always like, asking me like, did you do the script yet? Is the script already ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm working on it. I got it. We're gonna be good for February. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be the way how we normally do things and all that stuff. So don't worry, we're gonna be good and such, right? So she's like, yeah. So she was so excited because she really wanted to see how the story was gonna play out and such and everything. And so I was telling her, I was like, I got in contact with the people from the prison, from the Clinton Correctional Facilities. I talked to the people from the bar program. I spoke with so and so. I'm like, they're gonna be in Chicago in October. I'm gonna go over and see them and everything. They're gonna be at this event. I got a chance to meet one of the actual prisoners who were on the debate team and everything. So it was all good. And she was excited. And so she's like, I cannot wait. I can't wait until Black History. So that was in the fall. And then December 9th, I'm coming out of boxing. And for some reason, it was a Friday night, I had a funny feeling. I was getting like, I wasn't really connected with my, the heavy bag. And I was sparring with this dude. And dude just kept on binging me. He's like, man, Reese, what's good, man? You good? He was like, what's up, man? I'm tapping you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You let me, you're not blocking. And I'm just like, bro, I'm like, something's up. I don't know. I'm off tonight. I'm off. But I'll be okay. And what's funny was that my plan for that night, Christine, my wife, she's a teacher at Kelly High School. She was working late. And so I said, I'm like, I know Christine's gonna be home late. So I'm gonna do after boxing, I'm gonna go home and take a shower. And I'm gonna drive out to Schaumburg to see my mom. I get in the car, and for some reason, I left my phone in the car. And I see I had a bunch of missed calls. and it was from my niece Marie, my nephew Monty, my uncle Pop, and my brother Donnie. And then Donnie, he texted me saying, "Call me back immediately." And I was like, "What's up, man?" And he said, "I'm sorry, Mom died." So I think about, so immediately I went into mode. I just went into, okay, I'm coming out there anyway. I'm gonna be out there. They give me an hour. You don't want me out there stanking, but I'm gonna be out there. And so I went out there, and immediately, you get in the mode when that happens, and everything just kind of goes black. Like you're not really focused on anything else but what that is. And so we went through everything. The family got together that night, and I was coming home late that night. The one thing that stood out in my head was that, damn it, Mom can't see the play. Mom can't see the play that she's been wanting to see so long. And so I started going through the whole thing in my head, like, feeling regretful, and I'm like, am I responsible? I'm feeling like, should I have done this show instead of doing, the other shows I did in the past and everything, in between 2015 and right now? I'm like, dang, like, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it in 2018, Reese? Why didn't you do it in 2017? Like, why is Cancer Rise to Riot do that instead? Like what she said, like, she's not gonna see what she's been dying to see. But the thing is that we were in the middle of it. And one thing that hit me and stayed with me was that Mom wants you to go through with this still, because she's still watching you. She's still watching you. She's still watching your moves. She's still watching your actions. She's still watching everyone that's around you. She's still watching what's happening with her brand. She's never gonna stop watching you. She's never gonna leave your side. She's never gonna depart from you. And as a matter of fact, she's gonna be within you. And even though at the time when it happened, I was not quite done with the planning yet. I was not quite done with the planning. But after we got everything done when it came to her services and sending her off with her home going, it was after that I felt her inside me saying, all right, baby, you sent me home, you did me well, and you did everything right. Now I want you to get back on that horse, and I want you to complete everything when it comes to this production. And I want you to follow through, and I want you to do a damn good job like how you do every time. And I promise you, audience, I promise you, on my life after that happened, I felt this surge of energy go through me that completion was the only objective. Completion was the only thing that was gonna happen because she was with me. And after what I saw tonight with this amazing, talented group of actors, this incredible group of artists, this sensational collection of amazing, talented people. What they did tonight was the greatest gift I can ever ask for. And that was knowing in my heart that right now, she's smiling. Thank you. And thank you all for being a part of this, for real. I'm kind of funny when it comes to handling death. I'm not really conventional with it because to me it's one part of life that I still don't understand. And it's one part of life I have so many questions about and I can't get answers about or anything. And so it hits me oddly, it hits me differently, but I do believe that there is a connection though with the ones that we have lost. There still is a living connection, a very tangible connection that's still there between yourself here on earth and the ones that are no longer with us. That's the one part of death that seems to make some kind of sense to me. And because it makes sense to me, it's something that I'm always gonna hold on to. And I suggest to each and every one of you, because I know we all have experienced loss. We've all experienced loss from the most bizarre angles, the most bizarre circumstances, the ones that just don't come together, that leave you in this quandary, like what does this mean? We've all have experienced loss on this level. But it's those people that we have lost that even though they're not here physically, it's that love that's going to be eternal. And so it's like, when I experienced that, when I understood that, when I finally came to grips with understanding what that was, that love can never be unmatched. And it's that love that you hold on to keep on moving forward, and to keep on striving forward, and keep on achieving your goals, and being the best version of yourself that you can be. That is the Valerie Proffit that I know, and that was the way how she always wanted to be, and that is the legacy that she leaves behind with me and my family and everything, and I want to thank her for that. And I miss you, Mama, so much, and I'm just so glad that we were able to get through tonight, and we made you happy. And that's with the collection of this amazing, talented group, and also this beautiful audience as well, too. So I thank you all so much for this tonight. Thank you. All right. Y'all feeling good, though? Y'all feeling good? I'm feeling great, y'all, for real, seriously. All right, I'm not gonna be that long because I know we're ready for fight night tonight. All right, who ready to see Deontay Wilder knock out Tyson Fury? Come on now, come on, don't act brand new. We gonna make that happen, all right? To this day, baby. All right. So this is a great production. I'm so incredibly proud of this group. The story, I cannot explain enough how much I loved it. If you follow me on Facebook, I've been very annoying all week when it came to just hounding y'all all on the timeline, when it came to the different articles, when it came to the interviews, when it came to the TV interviews, the TV spots, the radio, the podcast and everything. But the thing was that I want everybody to be able to take away from this was that the story of perseverance, the power of perseverance, and the power of being able to understand like your own self-worth, and knowing that nothing can stop you or anything that's in front of you when it comes to achieving your goals, seriously is essential. I know it sounds like a cliche, I understand that, but it is so essential to understand that in this day and age where things may seem difficult, that things may seem to be holding you back, that things may not seem to make sense to you and such, there's always answers for you. They're lying right in front of you. There always are answers for you. Because when you believe in yourself and understand what you're able to do and what you're able to achieve, anything is possible, and that is no exception with the bar team. What you saw here tonight. This is the story of perseverance, the story of systemic oppression, and understanding that even though they're in their worst situations that they are in, they're not going to allow anything to stop them from achieving their goals and such. Please take that with you tonight. Please take that with you, and please understand that each and every single one of us, with our voices and with our abilities, in terms of what we're able to do with ourselves and our language and our voices, we can help those that need the help and need the resources. So please get out, be involved, hook up with activists, hook up with community leaders, be able to be a viable part of the society, be able to give other people another chance in life. What I learned when Kobe Bryant passed away last month was that how important your second act is in life. What I learned from Joaquin Phoenix when he spoke at the Oscars, when it came to him appreciating verbally about his second chance, his second act in life, it let me know that no matter what's happening in front of you, you never have an opportunity. There's never any opportunity that's holding you back. So you always have a chance to be able to achieve and go further with yourself and become the best version of yourself. And that's what we saw tonight. And everybody, please, if you don't take anything away from tonight, please at least take that with you. Rest reassured that you are the best version of yourself. All right. I just want to go down, acknowledge some very, very pertinent people who really do need the acknowledgement and such. My stage manager, Chrissy Johnston, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for tonight. My set dresser, Chrissy Cruz. The art gallery host, Miss Myra Ruiz. The theater technicians, Mr. John Scripp. And the crew, Austin, Aaron, everybody who's part of it. Lee, thank you so much, guys. Photography, Paulina Fedroska. And videography team, Mr. Ryan Seven from Dr. Days. And in addition to that as well, too, I want to thank Mary Al Larson and Betsy Armistead for always making sure that this is a staple. This remains a staple in the village of Schaumburg. I want to thank Jack Nether, Cassandra Herman from the Al Larson Prairie Center for the Arts. I also want to thank B-Side Studios LLC. Of course, that's me. So I'm thinking myself. I want to thank Megan Callahan and Daiwan Testro from the BARD Program Initiative from Clinton Correctional Facilities for all the information that they were able to give me and all the endless back and forth conversations that we had through email and also telephone calls and also meeting them in person. I want to thank the ladies from our sponsor, HJG Salon, Jocelyn Bates, Heather Legowski-Sherry, and Georgianne, please don't kill me if I don't get your last name right, Georgianne Krulwich from HJG. They are located at 970 South Buffalo Grove Road in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, 84752011130. I know ain't nobody wrote that down, but you know, holler at them after the show to get that number, all right? I want to thank the Chicago Public Library. I want to thank Alice Boswell, the editor-in-chief of Just Me Magazine, Eric Pearson from Daily Herald. I want to thank Brenda Sanchez from Sanchez Graphics, my baby Christine Proffit, my wife. When you see the finest woman in the room, that's my wife. That's who it is, all right? I want to thank Maria Petrella. I also want to thank Jakara Holman, the host of the Indie Center podcast, Ms. Barbara Keir from Chicago Splash Magazine, Vault 309 from Peoria, Illinois. I want to thank Dorian Nash, the host of the Mic Check, and Tavis Jordan. I want to thank Dave Perez from the Dave Perez Show of Comcast. I want to thank Jessica Patrice in the WCIU The Jam Morning Show, Andre Robinson from the Dre Pod 2020 Audio Diaries. I want to thank Sheila Reed and the Sisters of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Chi Alpha Omega Chapter. I want to thank Jasmine Morales, the host of the J. Marie Show, and Kia Smith from the Chicago Defender. I want to thank Christian Tabernacle Church, and please take a look at that insert that's inside. There's a special memorial fund, a special memorial scholarship fund that's set up for my mother. So please take a look at that website from CTC. I want to thank CopyMax. I want to thank Rosai's Pizza. And also, please, when you all leave here, please visit all of our vendors in the lobby and also in the gallery area. JB Jewelry Box on the go. T-Fusion, the handcrafted beverages. Shea Poppin' Popcorn. Smoked by the pound. Barbecue. God's Essence and Aromatherapy, the Success brand and Afrocentric products and jewelry as well too. And also in addition to this, in addition to the memorial to my mother as well too, this show is also dedicated to the losses of Miss Derica Lindsay and Mr. Jimmy McDaniel. Folks, we had a hell of a night tonight. This is so much fun. I thank you all so much for everything tonight. And there's one last thing that we gotta do. I gotta introduce y'all to the cast of Mind Games. Please, can you open the curtain, please? Hey, play, I should have told you this earlier. Play Homecoming. Yes. All right. Now I want to introduce you to the cast of Mind Games. First off, playing the visitor, Miss Brittany Cannon. Brittany Cannon, come on now. Where Brittany at? She out here? She gone? She went to go see the fight, I guess, all right? I want to be the photographer, Mr. William Smith. Mr. William Smith, the photographer. Where you at, William? Come on now, we get a chance, man. I want to thank the vocalists, Mr. and Miss Vivian and Paul Williams. Miss Vivian and Paul Williams. Please come out. Sound all good. There you go, William Smith. I want to thank playing Crawford, Miss Etole Hughes. Mr. Etole Hughes, please come out. Playing the role of Dobbs, Mr. Alan Hutchison. Playing the role of Damon, Mr. Stephon Stevens Jr. Y'all. All right. Playing the role of Sophia, Miss Elena Rios. Yes, my little buddy. All right. Playing the role of Olivia, Miss Jessica Patrice. All right. Playing the role of Natalie, Miss Wendy Acosta, everybody. All right. Playing the role of Miss Dara Wade, that is Lisa Michelle, everyone. Absolutely. Playing the role of Sylvia Valdez is Miss Martha Moncada. All right. Playing the role of DeMarcos, I give to you Mr. Pablo Pedroza. Playing the role of Vic with the right hand, Mr. Alex Thorne, everybody, Playing the role of Benny, not the butcher, but Benny, Mr. Artemio Gonzalez. Please come out and take a bow, brother. Thank you. Playing the role of Paula Wallace, Miss Teresa T. Bizzle Johnson. That's right, all right. Keeping it moving, keeping it grooving with Miss Donna Milton, played by Maisha Tierra McGardner. Everyone. Playing the role of Joy Morales, Miss Lily Valdez. Playing the role of Emily Ambers, Miss Chrissy Johnston, everybody. Playing the role of Tracy Middleton, Miss Rebecca Kellner, everyone. All right. Playing the role of Kyle, Mr. Hassan Evans. You're probably eating Cheetos somewhere. There you go. All right. Playing the role of Mr. Frank Vaughn, I give you the leader of the Act Pack, Mr. James Gordon. James Gordon. Yeah, get it, boy. Playing the role of Mr. Chris Martinez, I give you Mr. Jonathan Guzman. Think about Jonathan. Playing the role of Mr. Russell Hunter, I give you Seth Boyer. Playing the role of Miss. Space right there, yeah, you got space, y'all. Be for real, be free. Playing the role of Miss Kelly West, I give you Takuma Sadiq, everybody. Takuma Sadiq. That's right. All right. Playing the role of Mr. Trevor Warner, I give you Mr. Richard Inman. Now, if you really want to boo, playing the role of Mr. Edward Warner, I give you Mr. Vincent Rideouts. Playing the role of Mr. Nate Hill, I give you a DDA Sims. There we go. Playing the role of Mr. Kareem Minor, I give you D'Angelo Smith. Playing the role of Mr. Rocky Escobar, I give you Mr. Ruben Baby Horchata Ramirez. And last but not least, a man I'm very proud of, playing the role of Mr. Marcus Branch, I give you Mr. John Robinson. And this is the cast. That's everybody, right? Okay, this is the cast of My Games, everybody. I'm Mr. Maurice Proffit. I love you all. Have a great night.
Hold on, everybody. Please stay where you're at. My boy wants to say something right now, all right? So, Maurice, if you can go into the middle of the stage. Hey, he looked nice in that purple tie, huh? Handsome.
Hey, y'all need to fight me like you
So check it out, y'all. On the scene.
Yeah, right?
Check it out. Because I don't want to keep y'all too long, but on a serious note, I want to say this. Maurice has been an inspiration to everyone on this stage. Maurice has put his blood, sweat, and tears in all of this stuff. Maurice, I don't care what time of day it is, what time of night it is, he's available for us. He's available for his community. He makes sure that he busts his butt to have this every year. I can say this from my standpoint. Last year was my first time on this stage. Maurice he came with open hands, open heart. He allowed me to be where I'm at right now.
We love you, Reese.
Definitely, we love you. Now, I said all of that to say this. Maurice got that because of his mother. Maurice got that because of his mother. And I didn't get a chance to meet Miss Proffit, and I deeply regret that, but I know that's what's instilled in him from his mother. So what I'm going to say today is this. I want everybody to kind of come up. We got something for you, my man.
I was saying, come on, man.
All right, so check it out. Look on the screen. Yeah. That's real right there. So check it out. Wow. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And the whole situation, we got the scripts. Just so you guys get an understanding, if he didn't explain it already, we got the scripts. A couple of weeks later, we got the news that his mother had passed. That put everything, rightfully so, on hold.
But it was Maurice, not us. And we stood back knowing, hey, you know, whatever you need. He was like, no, we pushing on. I need that tick. I need that moment to pick myself up and carry on. And that's what we did. We all came together and we carried on. I thought about that. I looked at Maurice, I looked at your profile, and I saw that the first portion, that's on your page. That second portion, I'm telling you right now, this is what that second portion came from. When I said last year that I first came on, right as I got the script, my sister passed. I came there trying to pick myself up. Maurice pushed the script aside and told me, looked me in my eyes and told me, it's beyond this. Whatever you need, whatever you want, I'm here. And people don't have to do that. It's good that people do that. It's good that there's still people in this world that do that. But in this day and age, people don't do that. And he did it. Knowing that he had all that he had going on, he said, you know, we're going to stop this and we're going to do this for you. So I love and appreciate you, man.
For real.
Let's get this thing going in memory of your mom. It don't stop here. Maurice Proffit, y'all. Maurice.
To it. I